What's up, peeps?
How's it going, everybody?
For those of you who didn't pay any attention to the title, we're going to attempt once again to disassemble and modify a Spyderco Manix 2 with the dreaded ball cage lock. We're going to give people a few minutes. Justin and Molly are still shutting down, so I know a lot of folks are still over there. But now we've lost 2. We went from 8 to 6.
Yeah, well, I know because they just heard you're about to modify a knife, and they're like, "Bump this, we're bouncing."
No, they heard I'm about to modify a Manix.
Oh,
like, we're out. Nobody wants to see that.
Actually, I mean, you would think more people would actually want to see it because I feel like it's gonna be pretty entertaining.
Yeah. The only positive to this is I made a mistake when I did the ordering. And so I now have 2 ceramic balls. I got the one from Flytanium, which is smaller than the fly that comes with it. That's a very detailed fly, by the way, that they send you.
It is.
And then there's also a ball with the spring. So I've got one shot to lose the ball. Hey, Ed Harrison, how you doing, buddy? That's people starting to pour in. Oh, yep. Justin and Molly are done.
Yeah, Meathead said don't take that apart. Bad idea.
Yeah, it's a horrible idea, Meathead. And you have no idea, but people in the chat who have had experience with this particular knife knows what a horrible idea it is. There's actually this cage right here rides on a coil spring, and there's a ceramic ball in front of it. When the knife opens, it pushes that ceramic ball into a notch in the knife to lock it open. If you look, you can see the coil spring in there. So yeah, it's about like trying to yank the rubber spacer out of one of them $50 Jeep Cherokee lift kits. So this is going to be interesting for sure.
Well, I mean, you've told us on a number of occasions that your life is pretty much nothing but horrible decisions. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are with another horrible decision. So before I disassemble the knife, I guess I could use it to cut some of this crap open. This knife is the version from our Lord and Savior Big Brown Bear. I shouldn't say it that way, but I do believe that Sean is the hero that the knife community needs at this point in time. Because if you know anything about heat treats and you know anything about how big a deal it is to me, you know that he and just a handful of others are at the forefront of bringing us the highest quality heat treats possible on pocket knives, which in my opinion is the single most important aspect of a pocket knife.
Hold on just one second. Terry, see, that would be an awesome idea if he wasn't also doing a scale swap. So throw that in the mix as well. So this is going to be good fun.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you guys, I've watched 0 videos.
I was about to say, because I think Louis said
none at all.
He said, I hope you've watched a video or 2, and I was going to guess none.
None. I've watched none. So we're just going to wing it like I always do. Just throw caution at the wind and spit in the eye of the gods and see how it turns out in the end. So I was hoping my brother John here, because I watched him do 2 of these in one day. It took him a total of maybe 10 minutes. I mean, he literally just sat there with them in his hands, took them apart like it was absolutely nothing. And I was hoping that he was going to provide me with some instruction, but he's already let me know ahead of time that is not the case.
No, I will help you out. And my first suggestion is do exactly what you're doing. Take that clip off, do the scale swap on that side, and put that side back together except for the clip.
That's exactly
what I was. And then go at it from the show side.
That's exactly what I had planned. Now, I don't know if that's correct or a good idea.
No, it's the best idea.
It seems like, it seems like the safest bet at this point. No, I'm not using a fancy bougie. I bought this because Lefty EDC told me to. Nut driver. This is just a cheap plastic nut driver, which works way better than all that expensive bullshit does.
You got a fancy one sitting up under your Weehaw bits.
Dude, this is $15. And it sucks, in all honesty. You can't get any torque on it. That's why I made sure I grabbed this. I'll actually show you my my secret for when I need some torque. Hang on one second.
I don't think we want to see your secret for when you need some torque.
I don't think I'm going to need it, but I always keep it handy just in case. But Meathead will probably recognize this. I'm sure he's used it. I've owned it for 20 years, I guess. But this was a Mac 1/4-inch drive T-handle that I kept in my toolbox all the time. So if you got something really tight, you can really get after it with that thing. It's kind of embarrassing looking back on it now, all the money I spent on tools and how little of it I still have. But what would you guess, Meathead? I'm sure I spent over $100,000 in my career. So you say body screws first, Panic? What'd you think?
Well, I mean, yeah, just do the clip side like you're gonna do a scale swap. Yeah. And talk us through this. Tell us what you're doing.
I'm currently spinning a T6 screw in a counterclockwise orientation as to unthread it from the backspacer, with the purpose being to remove the scale.
Okay.
And I wanted to clear something up, guys. I'm not very proud of this, but I wasn't here last week, and I guess I owe y'all an apology for that. But it's going around, that I was just asleep. I fell asleep and I didn't wake up for the live. I wish it was that simple. I was asleep, but I was up as late as 8:30, so I was awake 30 minutes before the live. I've just been having some real issues with my depression, and I decided that I just didn't have it in me to go live last week. So if that hurts anybody's feelings, I apologize. But I just wanted you to know the truth. It wasn't just that I fell asleep and missed my live stream. I made that choice. So make what you will of that. I just didn't want people to be confused.
My feelings are not hurt, but I was a little embarrassed. I got so worried I messaged your damn wife on YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah, that impressed her, by the way. She wasn't home. She was at a wrestling event, I guess. Yeah. And I think she knew I was okay, but she came in and woke me up. So anyway, I apologize. I just didn't have it in me, guys.
Well, no hater judgment from this end of things. So,
all right. So I got her spun. The question is this going to be one of those man-eye that this just pops right off, or is it going to be a pain in the ass?
I'm hoping for pain in the ass, because popping right off is boring. I see the you moving that mat forward is working.
I see that you're being a sarcastic asshole, but I actually lined the mat up this time, guys, so that I would know where I was going out of frame, so that instead of like last time where I was doing most of it off camera. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a my good old American Blade Works pry bar right quick. Something I wasn't expecting to need.
But now you're glad you have it.
I am. Shout out to Mr. Michael Martin at American Blade Works. Got to converse with. Holy crap!
Wow, that didn't sound good at all.
Nothing bad happened. Just shit fell, and my dog's barking at me now. Let's see. See if we can get here. Maybe
Don't break my scale now.
Maybe get under it here so we can get some leverage. Well, I don't want to break your scale, John, but yeah, this is one of those for sure.
We got pain in the ass.
Yeah. We've been really lucky. Every one of these I've done has just popped right off.
Craig Wilkes says, reverse KC, you dropped your keyboard on the knife.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh, look at there.
Yep, there it goes.
So now you're saying to go ahead and install. Here's a question. How do I know if these are liner delete or not?
I don't know. Where'd you order them from?
Flytanium.
I don't think those are.
I don't guess they are because it just popped right on there.
Yeah.
And fits perfectly. I'm assuming there would be some technical difficulty if it was a liner delete and I was trying to reuse the liners. Wouldn't you say so?
Well, I would say your screws wouldn't be long enough, more than likely, if you were.
I don't need you critiquing my screws.
Well, I'm just saying that would be an indication. If you go to put your screws in and they're not long enough, you probably want to take those liners off. But I don't think Flytaniums are
trying really hard to sound smart, aren't you, John?
No. Am I?
I don't know. I do know I wish I had paid the extra and got the magnetic bits. I thought with this holder being magnetic. You guys really don't understand how much I struggle to grab these little tiny screws.
Well, I think you're doing a great job.
What do y'all think? How y'all think it looks? I'm not a huge fan of titanium, to be honest with you guys. It does absolutely nothing for me. I'm no more impressed with it than I would be if they were stainless steel. Titanium scales just aren't really an upgrade to me. I have a plan for these. I want to have some laser work done and some anodization work done. So the only reason why I went with titanium is I don't think titanium is as nice as the rest of the community does, I guess. I just don't get it. I don't understand paying twice as much for $20 worth of titanium. Anyway, that's just me.
I mean, I like the way it looks.
I mean, it just looks like
just
stonewashed steel. They don't look any different than stonewashed stainless, or at least it don't to me. I don't know. I've never understood the draw.
I think a lot of the draw is it's titanium, and then on top of that, the modding, anodizing, all that shit.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's the same reason I bought titanium is so that I could, have it laser engraved and anodized. So I guess its abilities is what makes it nice. The actual material itself, I've just never really understood the hype behind it.
And then
Whoa.
the anti-corrosion and a little bit lighter and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I was building a space shuttle, that'd be important to me. But I'm not.
So you don't care if your handle scales rust?
I mean, it's a 15V blade. Clearly, I'm not super concerned with rust.
That's a good question there, PNW Fun Stuff. How are we going to see those little Hershey Kiss nipples? You're not making any money on this. Nobody's going to.
Oh, I'm going to turn the camera around later.
No, but this could last the entire time.
Don't talk like it, dude. We're getting close.
Yeah, well, I don't want to jinx it.
Oh, you do want to jinx it. I know you.
I was going to say you're actually making quick work of it, but.
Yeah, I know you would much rather this be a complete shit show so that you can laugh at me. My grandson dislikes you, by the way.
Why would you say that?
Because that's who you are.
No.
My grandson does not like you at all.
What is that?
He's just all the time complaining to my daughter about that guy that laughs at his pawpaw on the internet.
I'm laughing with him, buddy. I promise.
Which I really can't believe she lets him watch this bullshit. But
how's he feel about you showing off your ninnies?
I don't know, man. I ain't never talked to him about it. But then again, you know, she was partially raised by meathead, so I guess her.
There it goes.
Got it. All right. Now comes the sucky part.
Well, here's one thing you're probably gonna have to do.
What?
Wait, no, never mind. You're not. Yeah.
Okay. So now this scale should just lift right off, correct?
Correct.
Exposing the
guts.
The assault weapon hidden within. Are there any secrets or tips or tricks to blade positioning? Like, I guess when the blade's open, the spring is going to be more relaxed, correct?
I don't know. Yeah. But there's also the trick of working the ball cage around the tang of the blade. So you have to get it to where that'll probably work. So you'll be able to pull that back far enough to get it out.
I just slide this back. In theory. Oh, it's tight. It's very, very tight. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Knife Nut said take out the back screw on the back spacer.
Does it matter which one? Is there a particular one I need to take out?
Well, you've only got one back one in there now.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. The back screw in the back spacer.
Oh, this screw?
Yeah. Yeah. So that way it's kind of a lever action deal.
Lets it kind of lever action.
Yeah. What's up, Cole?
Stevie, I don't need your negativity in here tonight. I have no interest in yeeting springs. Do I loosen it or take it out? I guess I'd have to take it out in order for it to be able to pivot. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I felt it. I felt some spring action happen there. Why is my phone going off?
I don't know. Somebody's talking to you.
Okay,
it must be Justin. Justin said tell Shane to answer his phone.
Hello?
Put him on speaker.
Hi, you care if I put you on speaker? All right, hang on. Guys, we got a professional now.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Put that backspacer screw back in and take the front one out so you can rotate the backspacer the other way, and it'll give you a lot more leverage to open up your or give you more space to get the blade out with the ball cage. Trust me on this one.
Oh, I
trust him, Shane. Hey, Justin.
I trust you on all things Spyderco, Justin.
Yeah, so take the front screw out, but put the back one in and tighten it down, and then just barely crack it so you can keep the backspacer straight, but just pivot the front of it up a little bit.
I got you. So we're just making a pivot screw out of it.
Kind of, yeah. Just loosen it enough so then when you take the front backspacer screw out, you can raise the front of the backspacer up. And then that'll give you enough space to be able to get the blade past with the ball cage. You'll see what I'm talking about once you get it pivoted out of the way a bit.
Well, now my issue is I'm struggling to get the screw back in.
Yeah, you probably have to pull the ball cage back a little bit to relieve the pressure on it to get the backspacer down far enough to get the screw in. The spring's fucking you up here.
Yeah, and this one is extremely stiff and very sticky. That's the main reason why I ordered the kit. This is the worst, hands down the worst one I've ever experienced. All right, so I got that one in, but not tight. So go ahead and take this one out. I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, can you?
Yeah, we can see you. Oh, yeah, he can't.
Yeah, take that screw out now. Yep, just take that one all the way out.
Okay. Oh.
Now you eat the spring.
Nope. Now stop right there. Compress the spring a little bit. Push the ball cage back towards the rear, and then tilt the blade up. Push the blade up towards the spine of the knife, like hyperextend the blade. Push. We got a delay here. Push the blade up. There you go. Push the spring back and push the blade up, and then the ball cage will come right out towards you.
I don't know what you mean by push the blade up.
You were doing it.
Not that far. Go back a little bit, right there. Stop right
there.
Oh
yeah, it's already out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already out.
We've got delays here.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out. I didn't realize it.
So there you go. Perfect.
I guess I need to get that stainless steel ball out of the way. Now, guys, let me ask you this. For all of us who were just on Justin's live stream, listening to him discuss this character who is copying his designs and even his name for some of his products, do you think that jackass would call in during my live stream to tell me how to install parts that I didn't even buy all these parts from Justin, in all honesty. He sells all of them, but some of them he didn't have.
Wait, who's this jackass?
Some guy's copying Justin's designs and was even using Justin's name on some stuff and was brazen enough to even send some of it to Justin for review.
Huh.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That dude's got balls.
He didn't send me the stuff that he copied from me. He sent me some other stuff, but the quality of it was just trash. And then I was looking at the stuff, and I was actually on the phone with Zach from Zach Stuff, and I told him, I was like, this guy sent me basically it was just garbage to review. And so Zach looked him up online, and when he looked him up online, he goes, oh, you're going to want to go and see them. And he sent me a link, and I'm like, what the fuck? This guy just straight up copied my shit. And not only did he copy my stuff, he also used the names and everything. Like just straight up fucking copied everything.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know how non-greedy Justin is with his design, I watched him walk up to Eric Glesser show him the CME and what it does, fully knowing that there was a good chance Eric could just copy that and use it because Dustin has it copywritten it. So it's not that he's greedy with his design. He just didn't want the guy acting like he was him.
Right, and we told the guy, like, I don't give a shit if you make the stuff. Like, I don't care at all. Just call it something different. You know, like, I don't care what you call it. Just don't use mine, like, you know, OCD and for EDC at this point, it's a trademark name and all that kind of stuff. But, like, the reality is, I knew that the CME would get knocked off at some time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's you can download the file to make it on your own 3D printer at home. That's been a thing for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, it's fine. I don't really care about that. What I really cared about was that the guy was, you know, calling it CME and compression made easy and all that kind of stuff. And
my next question, I've got the ball in the holder.
Yes.
Got the spring on. Do I need to try to install that as one piece?
Yes.
With the ball in there?
Yeah.
How many times am I going to drop the ball, you think?
I mean, if just squish it between your fingers. Yeah, like that right there. Yep.
Where'd the spring go?
Yeah, shut up, John. This spring is the perfect size to get trapped.
Hey, before you set that stuff back down again, and tighten up that screw, the one screw that you have in the backspacer, tighten it up to where it's got some friction to where that backspacer doesn't just flop around like that. That'll help you out. You still want to be able to pivot it, but you know, tighten it to where it has some friction so it will kind of stay where you put it.
Gotcha.
And you want it just high enough that the backside of the blade isn't hitting the backspacer. So put your backspacer down.
It's about right
just
there.
To where it's barely out of the way of the blade. There you go, just like that right there. And so when you rotate the blade up a little bit, it'll open up that whole entire hole for the ball cage, and you'll be able to slide it right in there.
You're easy to please, cue ball.
I like being able to slide it right in there.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like you spit on it.
Yeah.
Molly's standing here.
Oh, I hear. I knew she would tune in just to watch me suffer. Be the only reason she would ever. Yeah, this is So I want to put the spring in this notch first. Is that right?
Yeah, put the spring in the notch first, and then hold your thumb over the back side of it, and then compress it and push the whole thing down into the slot.
Okay. Question:
it'll stay there once you get that in.
Does the ball have to be installed while I'm doing all that, or can it be done after the fact?
No, you just have the ball already in there.
Okay.
It's way easier to have the ball already in.
That's my issue, you know, I've got really bad fingers.
Do you have some Slick'em-all?
I threw it away after it gave me a UTI.
Well, if you got some grease of some kind, you can shove a little on there so it'll. I
do have Slick'em-all, but I'm not sure at all where it's at. I don't know what I did with it.
Well, you keep that jar of Vaseline next to your computer chair, don't you? You could probably just use a little dab of that.
Will Jergens lotion work? Is Jergens a...
The Jergens will work if it's a little old and kind of dried out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that little nasty looking wad right around the lid.
Yeah, like mayonnaise does.
That's the part I want to use
in the squeeze bottle.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, I cannot deal with this ball. Maybe the assembly mat was a bad idea. Because it's just the cracks are just big enough to catch everything.
Yeah, the mat's not a bad idea. The grooves in the mat are bad ideas, though.
All right, I got the ball back in there. I don't think I can do this with it laying flat. I think that's a big part of my issue. I'm trying to do it with the knife laying flat on the table.
Rotate the blade up a little further.
Just in time, Patina. You made it for the funnest part.
I just yeeted the spring.
Yes, you did.
That's why I don't see it.
How far did it yeet?
I felt it hit my stomach.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Your stomach, it's round. That
yeah, that thing, it could have shot in multiple directions. Any number of directions.
So,
at least I didn't lose the ball. There's the rod. Break out the.
What the hell kind of live stream is this?
That's awesome. My string light's dead. I was hoping that it landed on the keyboard in my lap. Clearly, it did not. Oh shit! I found it. It was in my shirt. It was in a crease in my shirt.
Thank God you still had your shirt on at this point of the video.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a fat guy's dream right there. When those folds in his shirt catches the shit he just dropped.
Especially if it's like Cheetos or something.
All right. I keep wanting to lay it down.
Yeah, push the blood. Yeah, there you go. You're in good shape. Now hold your thumb over the back side where the spring is, in the back spacer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And push the back spacer down some. It's at too much of an angle. The top of the back spacer.
Yeah, it seems like it's not even close to.
Bring your blade up a little bit too, like get the tang out of the way. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, blade's got it. Yep, just like that. That's perfect. Now spit on it and get her in there.
Well, I mean, it's almost like it's too long. Like it won't compress enough.
Hey. I got a better plan for you, Shane.
Put it in a box and mail it to you?
No. Pull the blade off. Take the blade off.
Hold on.
He got it.
I got something. Something
there
just.
He got it. Look at that.
No, the spring popped out.
We'll pop the spring back in.
Okay. Pull. Did you get the spring in? As soon as you get the spring in, push.
Here, let me move.
Does that look right?
I don't know.
All right. So now you got to pull the ball cage back and compress the spring a little more and push the back spacer down. And then hold everything together while you get a screw in there. You're not going to be able to you got to pull the ball cage back, straight back, like unlock the knife. Oh boy, this is going sideways.
This is.
No, I've got the spring in there. I think I've got it cocked.
Well, you're for sure cocked. But your ball in the knife?
No, I just shot the spring out again.
That's disappointing.
It's even worse. I felt it hit my leg that time. And it stayed there.
Zach said, good thing he taped the blade for safety.
Yeah. I should have learned that lesson here a while back when I cut myself pretty bad doing a mod that could have been prevented had I bought the proper tool from OCD for EDC.
Which one?
When I did that axis slot knife and stabbed myself in the hand.
No, which OCD for EDC? There's 2 of them now.
Oh, not the fake guy. Not the fake guy. I can only imagine how frustrating this is for you, Justin, because what you're saying makes sense, but you have to remember that my fingers don't work. So that makes all of this that much more difficult.
Yeah, I'm watching that as you're trying to pick up that ball.
Yeah, and I can't, clearly.
Hey, if nothing else, it makes for a wonderful live stream.
It does. Maybe try put a little dot of that Jergens on your fingertip and just pick it up with your finger.
Well, luckily the crusty on my inner thigh caught that spring for me. I don't know how many more blessings I'm going to get like that. All right. Now, does it matter which way the ball faces?
Yes, it does. So I was just going to bring that up. Make sure that you get the ball cage because you can have it 180 degrees off.
Oh. Does the ball need to face the lock face?
There's a little shelf on one side of the ball cage.
Yeah.
So like on one side you can see like the whole top of the ball, and on the other side there's like a little shelf.
Correct.
And you want the side with the little shelf to be pointed towards you want the side that you can see the whole ball needs to be up against the backspacer. The side with the shelf needs to go. You should be able to see that like where the blade closes.
So I would have thought that would be the other way around.
Yeah. Nope.
That's probably why I was struggling earlier. I bet I had it 180 out.
Now you need to pick your blade up just past.
What was the other idea you had about removing the blade?
Oh yeah, just go ahead and actually just remove the blade. Just pull the blade off.
Okay. Because I don't have the dexterity to fight with all those pieces. So you're saying it's like that. The side that you can see the ball should go towards the backspacer.
Well, I couldn't see it because you're not. Yep, just like that. Yep, you were correct right there. Yep. Now push that in and get it lined up in the hole and hold. Yep, you're doing. That looks great. You got to keep. There you go. Now you pushed your ball cage through too far.
Well, the spring did.
No, stop. Don't put your blade on yet. Don't put your blade on yet. Your ball cage needs to come back. Yep, there you go. And your spring came out.
All right, the spring's back in.
Yep, get the spring back in and hold your thumb.
Oh, shit.
Did you yeet again?
Sorry, y'all.
Oh.
Well, you didn't know what you were getting yourself into, did you, Justin?
No, it's okay. It's all right. I'm here to help, man. It's all good.
Y'all watch how a crippled guy puts this ball in. He feeds it in with the little rod that Titanium provides.
That's a whole different video.
Yeah.
Scott N said Shane sit closer to the table, use the belly to block like a goalie.
That's kind of what I'm doing. That's true fat guy advice right there. That comes from a dude that's had a belly for a while, no doubt. Only a guy who's carried a belly around for a while would understand that. One thing I gotta learn is quit moving my thumb. I cannot let that thumb.
There you go. That's perfect right there. Now hold your thumb. Yep, over that spring. Perfect. Now make sure that ball, you don't have your ball cage too far through, and you're gonna have to pull the ball cage back while you put the blade on. There you go. Now hold everything.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to pull the ball cage back if I don't have use of this thumb.
Well, you got to use the tip of your thumb on the ball cage, and then the lower part of your thumb over the spring.
Yeah, my thumb don't work like that.
There you go. Just like, yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Now slap a scale on it before it flings apart.
Now pull the ball cage back a little bit, and then you can push that back spacer down that front screw in.
And then ain't nothing going nowhere.
Yeah, and then once you get that front screw in the back spacer, you're good to go.
Did I mention at the beginning of this that this is not an educational tutorial?
No. I think they knew that, though.
Nobody should watch this.
Well, really, you can say it is an educational tutorial. This is how not to do it.
I really need magnetic bits, man. You know, somebody told me a long time ago that if I was going to turn wrenches for a living, I should start immediately taking fish oil. And I didn't pay any attention to that guy. And man, I wish I had. So I had no idea what mechanicking was going to do to my hands when I got old. All right, it's not starting, and I'm not sure why.
You got to pull the ball cage back a little bit. Your back spacer is not down all the way. Relieve a little bit of pressure. There you go. Now run that screw in.
It's not in all the way. Justin, there has to be something you can create that makes this job easier.
I mean, I'd ship you my hands if I could, but your back spacer's not down all the way. I can see it.
Oh no, I'm well aware.
Flip it back over, you're gonna have some parts fall apart here if you don't. You got to pull the back spacer. Oh, your screw's holding your back spacer up. The screw's in the way.
Yeah, I just figured that out. Is Molly laughing at me?
Nope, she's not. She went to bed.
She gave up long ago, huh?
Yeah. She said that she's pretty sure this is gonna last till 6 a.m. She didn't have that kind of time. There you go. Now pull the ball cage back a little bit and push the back spacer down. got to kind of hold the ball cage back and the back spacer down together, and then get that screw started. There you go. Now get that screw in there.
Well, if only. Jesus, man.
You got this. Just don't let go of the knife.
All this would be easily fixed with some magnetic bits.
What's up, Ian Coates?
Ian's in the house.
Oh, this looks promising, Shane.
Just get that screw started and you're good to go. You're on the home stretch.
Well, it's not quite right. I mean, it bit, but
Now go ahead and put the other scale on. Put the liner on the other side.
yeah, I'll back that one off and restart it.
You got to put your washer back in.
I did.
All right.
I forget. I'm off camera. Sorry, I'm not talking, folks.
I can't talk either. Dude, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat right now.
Sitting on the edge of your seat for what?
Oh, this is kind of stressful. You're so close.
I feel bad because I feel like I'm making this look way harder than it actually is because of my handicap. All right, that one's not even trying, so.
You pull the ball cage back. Your ball cage is holding your back spacer
Oh, yeah,
out.
I felt it. It was all bound up.
Yeah, pull the ball cage back now. Now get that screw in there.
You know, John, you could have reminded me that I have two drivers here. I don't have to keep switching tools.
Oh, but that's a crappy one.
No, I just said it's not fancy like you were making out. All right, once I get this one started, I'm going to pull back on that ball cage.
Yes.
And kind of back these off and run them back in because I feel like I kind of got them in under pressure. They didn't free spin in.
Yeah, hold the ball cage back while you're doing that. Perfect. Now you're in there like swimwear, Shane.
Look at that. Pull the ball cage back. It's weird. You can feel when you pull that ball cage back, everything shifted. Amazing how much what a bind it had everything in.
Oh, look at that.
Centering's a little off. God, I hate this nut driver, man. You can't get any torque with that thing.
Ooh, that's a good idea for next week. Some Omega springs next.
No, we already did that. Look at that. Show me a Riot that has better action than that. That thing just... One thing I wasn't prepared for, Justin, is the acoustics to that. You hear that ting when it drops?
Got a little tink tink.
They don't do that with the G10 scales on it.
Nice.
Look at there.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yep, pulled it off with the help of 2 other grown men.
Now, if it only had a pocket clip on it, it'd be perfect.
I don't even know if I want a pocket clip. Oh, I'm kidding. I can get the pocket clip on eventually. Oh, man. Justin, you know how much I appreciate that, buddy.
There you go, man. I'll let you guys get back out of here.
Oh, well, hey, while you're here, since you sell this product, what is this bar for? Somebody told me you're supposed to put it in here and let it rest.
Yeah, so if you open the blade,
Yeah. I opened it.
and then pull the ball cage all the way back and shove that bar through there and hold the ball cage back with that bar.
Yeah.
And so it'll relax the spring even more if you leave it like that, like leave it overnight.
Right.
And it'll take some of the tension off the spring if you want it to have less tension.
I do like it. I mean, y'all got a pretty good example of the shape my thumbs are in. So I do like a lesser amount of tension. And I've been telling people this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but softening this spring does not reduce the effectiveness of the lock.
That's correct.
All the spring does is pushes the ball up in there, and once you put pressure on the blade, the blade against the ball is what's holding it open. The spring doesn't actually hold it open. It just engages the ball.
That's correct.
Okay.
So the spring tension really has more to do with the detent of the knife and just how hard it is to pull the ball cage back. It doesn't have really anything to do with the strength of the lock.
That's what I tell her. Right? My hands, I can't hold the knife and pull back on both sides at the same time. My hands just don't work good enough to do that. So if I can't engage a Mannix with just my thumb and disengage the lock, it's a two-handed close for me. So that's why anytime I buy a Mannix, I know my next step is to buy this kit. The step after that is typically taking it to Grateful Panic's house and having him install it. But I'm glad we went through that. And who put hashtag pull the ball cage back?
Me.
Oh, Justin, man, you don't know how much I appreciate you, brother.
Right on, man.
All right, I've got to get with you soon.
Night.
I've got a XL that I got to get another one for, and I've got a plain Jane Shaman that can't possibly stay that way for very long. So I'll be hitting you up, man.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you, Justin.
Later, Justin.
You too, buddy.
Later on, John. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Well,
Who's laughing now?
yeah. Just when y'all thought I couldn't possibly do it. I don't remember which side the pocket clip goes on.
The side that is against your pocket.
Yeah, it's just like that. And John, once again, your smart assery is not helping in the situation at all whatsoever.
I wasn't being a smart ass. I was being literal.
You're literal smart ass. Is of absolutely no assistance to me.
Tactical Terry said, someone tell John, which I'm assuming me, John, to tell Shane, which is you, Shane, he had a set of magnetic bits shipped to him, which I'm guessing means you.
Did he really?
Well, he said that.
That's very kind, man. You know, it's one of those things that when you need it really bad, and then you get through the job without it and struggle. I mean, how much time did I waste just because I couldn't get the screw to stay on the bit? But now that the job's over, Terry, you're 100% right. I would have never thought to go back and order magnetic bits until much later on when I realized how much I need them again.
Neil McKenzie, yes, you should go back and watch this later if you missed 30 minutes of it.
I will admit, I like the sound.
It does have a nice little tink.
Yeah, it's got a nice tink when it shuts, but it still has the lock stick. It's exactly the same. Not quite as bad, but let's see if you can hear it.
Yeah, I think that'll work out.
Yeah. That ceramic ball will file down that burr on that lock face. Well, it's just getting easier and easier to open, too. And I didn't even put any slickum ball on it. But, yeah, that is much, much better.
Are you going to do the little bar trick to relax the spring even more?
Yeah, I guess so. If I can pick it up. I'm glad Justin came on, not just for the help. I've been telling people that, and everybody asks me, how can a weaker spring not affect the lockup? But it's because the spring just pushes that ball up into the lock face where it needs to be. It doesn't require a lot of the spring pressure doesn't affect the lock at all. So softening that lock makes that. I mean, you guys seen it, man. It's what's more drop shutty than that?
Got that right, brand new American, hung like a tuna can, dog.
You know, button locks aren't any drop shuttier than that. There definitely isn't a frame lock that's more drop shutty than that. Let me get some things moved around now so I can get on the screen, I guess.
You got to pick up all that shit you knocked over earlier?
It was just a bottle of Evan Williams.
Oh.
It didn't break.
Damn.
Just carpet in here, so it didn't break.
Party foul, dude.
Yeah, and I've got a new camera clamp set up, so you might have to bear with me for a moment while I...
No, not the wiener.
While I figure out how to re-aim it. Well, that looks peculiar, don't it?
You're up really high.
Well, it's just below me. Below me, not blow me.
Baloney.
Let's see here if we can get this out of the way and put the camera back in its original location. Man, I gotta get this stuff organized. It's a damn nightmare. But yeah, my point is like on this one, you know, what's more drop shut than that?
Dopey said his Towser K is, but
it can be as, but it's not more. It's just not possible. When you apply, you know what, maybe 3 pounds of downward pressure, if that, and it just falls shut on its own. Blow you, I'm on my way. It's late, Ian, but I'll stay up, buddy. Patina Turner, Mordax. I'll say the same thing, Bettina. I've owned 2 Mordexes, and they may be as drop shutty, but they're not more drop shutty than that. And I'm glad you brought the Mordex up because I guess everybody knows by now that I don't own one anymore. I've owned 2, and in all honesty, I liked the first one better than I did the second one. They were the same knife, but the first one had just a very light, crisp, tactile click on the button lock that I hear everybody complain about, and I loved that. It told me, I had an audible message that the lock was disengaged, and it was about to drop. The second one was very mushy, and there was no feedback. You didn't really know where at in the engagement of the button that it actually unlocked, and I just didn't. It just bored me to death, man. To be honest, I see Dang Ross saying any button lock. Once again, Dang Ross, I'll agree that a button lock may be as drop shutty, but it's not any more than that. The only difference is where you're pushing in, I'm just pulling down just a hair. But the action is the same. It just drops shut. I don't have any blade play. We just tested that, and I got it centered. Yeah. Perfectly centered. 0 blade play, unlock a button lock. Longest edge retention in the knife handle.
You had to throw that in there.
Yeah. And it's not financing genocide, so there's always that. Get my bar back in there.
How long do you have to leave it like that? Overnight?
Leave it overnight. Yeah.
It's going to make for some difficult fidgeting with that bad boy for a little bit.
Dobie, thank you for proving me 100% right. That's exactly what I said, but not better than. There may be many that there's only 100% perfection in drop shuttiness. You can't surpass 100% perfect. So if this has it, and some of your Chinese-made knives that you're clearly embarrassed about because you're constantly defending them also have it, then we're both good. But you should see this ghetto-ass setup. I've got this light on. I've got it.
Is it sitting on a milk crate?
No, I've got one of those copper clamps, that you can put your camera on.
Uh-huh.
And I've got my ring light Gorilla Tape to it. And the other side of it was just propped up on top of the computer so that it was facing down.
Well, don't feel bad. The first, I don't know how many videos I made, my whole setup was an old Igloo cooler with a freaking sheet over it, and then I had a broken selfie stick with my phone attached to it somehow, ace bandage to the cooler.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't tell.
You're right, Dope. If you had a good Spyderco, you wouldn't need to carry 15 at the time. But I mean, 15 times 50 gets you the same performance as 150. It makes sense, I guess. What's that? $750 you spent. All of them together probably won't outcut that 15V. Hey, man. You do you, buddy. Ian, I've seen several people who just call you Coates. Do you not like being just called Coates? I know I'm jumping in the middle of a conversation. Nobody calls me just Coates in this community. It's always Ian Coates. I think I've seen a mixture of both. Yeah. One thing I do need to do before this job is actually over is gather up my bits and put them back before I lose them, because I probably owned. God, I hate to guess how many sets of torch bits I've bought. Use them one time, scatter them, never see them again.
Tree stabbing Troy dropped you a couple of those ducats there, dude.
1776. How about that? That very kind of you, tree stabbing Troy. God bless America to you too, buddy. I guess that means the 1776 got to come off, don't it?
Yep. Like Dopey said, it's nip time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that gets nipples and all.
Yep. He paid it. Holy Lord.
There he is. Oh, and there's my. Just so y'all can see, I wasn't bullshitting you. There's my Gorilla taped ring light. Oh man. So Brandon Mabels. Brandon, I can't brag on 15V too much yet, man. I hadn't used it enough to know. I've honestly, since I got back from Blade Show, I don't know what happened, man. I just I was overwhelmed with some pretty severe depression. I haven't really touched any of my knives. I haven't done anything. I'm not embarrassed by it. I can't help it. It's just part of who I am at this point. But so yeah, I really don't know. I haven't cut anything with it as of yet. I know the testing that I've seen, it's pretty good stuff. But yeah, I know I said it already, but Tree 7 Troy, that's very kind of you, man. I appreciate it.
Have you heard anything out of Coonley? Oh, sweet
I
cow.
talked to Kyle for an hour tonight. I talked to Kyle pretty regular though. He's just stepping back a little bit too.
All right.
Yeah, as we've talked about, I don't want to turn this into a sad or depressing live stream, but I know you guys, if you're here every Sunday, you've heard me say this, and it sounds a little bit almost disrespectful when I say this, but this community is not enough. If you're putting all your happiness, all your socializing, all your human interaction, if you're depending on this community for all of it, it's not enough. It's not healthy. It's not. You're not going to fill that void. I promise you. I know. And it's not only is it not healthy, it's also not fair to the friends that you've made in here, because you can't put that on them. You can't, because if you depend on them for all your happiness and self-worth, whatever it is you're looking for, they're going to let you down because they're not capable of providing you with that on just a internet friendship. I'm not urging people to get away from the community. I'm just telling you it's not enough. If you've gone down that rabbit hole, I'm embarrassed about it, but I'll admit it. I did. I poured my whole life into this, and it's gonna go sideways on you. I promise you. It's not enough. We are pack animals. We require actual human interaction in real life. Yeah, we got to have that too. Got to have a healthy balance. So, I said, you guys know how much I love y'all, the community, but it's not healthy to depend on this community for all your, happiness and all your socialization and all that good stuff. So, who wants to buy a set of ugly brown scales?
Hey, you can't sell my scales, jackass.
John's got a Mannix that's in, is it copper or brass?
No, it's brass.
Yeah. That he don't care. It's just a damn pocket weight. Winchester, you missed the shit show, man. You missed me installing not only scales, but a ball cage upgrade, ceramic ball, spring, everything in my Mannix. It went just as poorly as you can imagine.
You're supposed to say it went smoothly.
That's exactly right, Brand New American. That's what I'm trying to say without it sounding rude.
Yeah.
We still have to have lives. I got in way too deep. And you know what? I figured out, John, and I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct here, but I think I built up so much anticipation for Blade Show that when it was over and I got home, it's like there wasn't anything left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
I think that started it. There were some things that snowballed it and made it worse for sure. Some things in my personal life, some things in the community that added to it. But oh, look there. Patina said he can call dibs.
No, I called dibs back at Blade Show.
He did. Yeah, when he saw I had the knife and I told him I was going to change the scales, he called dibs.
I would like to actually be able to carry mine. It was good, Gerbs. It's still going on Sunday and Monday are my weekends.
I've got I think I've showed you guys, military buddy of mine, just out of the blue, contacted me. He was standing in the showroom at Spyderco asking me which Spyderco he should buy for his first one. And I was trying to help him through it. And he finally just had to admit, he's like, hey, I'm buying this for you. And I would have taken anything, but I mentioned a pair of 3 and he was like, and I know he wasn't telling the truth. He's like, well, they got this one called a Shaman. I can get it for the same money. I was like, well, it's the same money. I'll take the Shaman. So he bought me a Shaman, but as he was hanging the phone up, I heard him ask the salesman, how much is the Shaman? So I knew he was bullshitting that he got it for the same price as the pair of 3. That was very kind of him, but it's just a, it's a storefront Shaman, so it's just like G10. And my goal this year is to make what I have as nice as I want it before I purchase any new knives. So anyway, all that long story. I've had this scale material for a while. I'm just going to get you guys' opinions on what y'all think that would look like. If it look cool. The scales from my Shaman. Because I'm thinking about sending this to Mr. Pro X to get him to make me a set of Shaman scales out of it.
Take her easy, cue ball. Have fun with that video. That's a good idea.
I'd wear a bow tie. I ain't scared.
Yeah. Just got to get you one.
Yeah, I'd wear rainbow colored pasties on my little tiny nips.
And a bow tie?
Yeah, same time.
I think this should go down.
Yeah. I don't have any shame. I think you guys have figured that out by now. I'm a little ashamed of the fact that I hadn't shaved since. I don't remember the last time I shaved.
That's going to be fun when you do shave. I hope you run a set of clippers over it first.
Clippers over it for sure. Yeah. Carco, $10 on the bow tie.
John, I'll probably buy the whole bow tie.
Yeah, get on Amazon. The question is, you're going to be able to get a bow tie that'll go around this neck.
You might have to buy you 2 bow ties and tie them together.
Yeah, I have I think the head's large. Look, it don't taper down at my neck. It's a straight line. Well, this took a turn. For all you guys who come here for my knife modding and parts installation tips and videos, I apologize ahead of time. It's not ideal. In all honesty, I do this stuff on the lives because I promise you that about the 3rd time I tried to pick that ball up and couldn't, I would have raked it all off in a box and took it to John. So I know if I do it on a live, the pressure's on. I have to succeed. So yeah, I kind of use you guys for that. So I appreciate it.
You're using us?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, we use you too, so fair's fair.
Yeah, dopey. Hey, tell you how old I'm getting. Dude, I've been really interested. I know if you've watched any television, YouTube or anything, have y'all seen that 2-loop belt?
No.
It's just a piece of Velcro that you run it through 2 belt loops.
Oh.
Back on itself to cinch your pants up. Every time I see it, I'm like, I gotta have that. I want one so bad. Then I got thinking, not only is it a 2-loop belt, it's also an excellent tactical device because you can stick your pistol in it, cinch it tight shut, not only is it a belt, it's holding your pants. Now your pants might fall down if you have to draw your pistol, but
Well, hell, just save the money, cut you a piece of shoestring, and tie it through 2 of your belt loops.
That's my buddy Hee Haw that I had my mechanic shop with.
Mm-hmm.
I'd come in every morning. I'd just walk up and raise my arm up a little bit, and he'd run a big industrial zip tie through 2 of my belt loops and zip together. Because I used to wear a size 48, and I think those were 44s, and they were still too big. And right now, I've got probably 8 pairs of blue jeans. They're all 38s. I ain't no doubt in my mind. I'm almost positive I could fit in a 34. And I'm wrong. I'm still fat. I'm just tiny in the waist. You told me I look like a stretched out bullfrog?
You look like a frog standing on his hind legs.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Dunlop and no acetol.
Yeah. You're 100% right. That's exactly what it looks like. Or you could just get a quality belt.
Yeah.
So you're right. And I guess that will be my next purchase because I've got a belt. In my defense, I wasn't aware that it was it's not made in China, but it's somewhere in South America. I believe it's a Wolverine brand leather belt. And it seemed like a quality belt, but since I've lost weight, when I was bigger, it put this big curve in it, like right before the buckle, it turns up at probably a 20-degree angle. And that has never gone away. But my point is, it makes the belt uncomfortable now. So I do need a new belt. So
Joe said somebody might be able to make you one. I own one belt that was made by Joe.
Me one. I need to hit him up on that. It's strange. I didn't wear a belt my entire life. I didn't carry a wallet my entire life. But yeah. Now I've got to where I can't leave the house without them. And that was all. I actually used to. I was 40-something years old, and I couldn't keep up with my car keys to save my life. But when I got into knives, and just having that conscious thought every morning of, where's my knife or what knife am I going to carry? When I go to put my knife in my pocket, I make sure I got my knife, my wallet, my fresh can of dip, everything's ready to go. I tried that little belt organizer. I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't uncomfortable. I just I don't know. I just wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I've never even.
I gave it
thought to try one.
I gave it to my nephew. I told you he was going to Boy Scout camp, his first Boy Scout camp this summer. So I put him a pocket knife in there and a flashlight, a little organizer. I bought him his first Timex, just the field watch with the green strap, black face, white numbers.
Yeah,
electrical Timex, because they said it could not be digital. I think you was telling me that there's actually a way you can learn navigation with a wristwatch. Is that right?
You think I was telling you that?
Somebody told me that.
It wasn't me.
But there's a primitive way of learning navigation with a wristwatch. I thought.
You're talking about the organizers that slide onto your belt.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like a belt that doubled as an organizer.
No. It slid on the belt.
What the hell is that kind of sorcery?
I had no issue with it. There was I can't think of a single negative reason not to carry one. I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into the habit of having one.
Yeah. I wore them for a brief amount of time. I got into what was the company? Hitch and Timber, I think.
Yeah.
And I would just get I'd have one with 2 compartments and then like the pin loop. And I'd carry a flashlight. I think I'd do like a flashlight, slip joint, and a pin loop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Patina that was telling me that. That's right. I should have known that. Patina's probably the only true outdoorsman in the EDC community. He just sucks as a pirate.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
a little embarrassing that I had that much fun with that, but damn, I did.
You're still having fun with it.
I am. It won't ever be over. Yeah. Yeah, Batman had a belt that doubles as an organizer.
No, Tom, he used zip ties. And he didn't wear a belt.
Well, I would put zip ties. And then it got to the point where after I lost enough, I had one on each side. But let me tell you something. You go crawl under a car one day and be sliding your way out and realize your old buddy cut that thing off at a 45 and it stabs you right in your sweet meat. Ooh, that does not feel good, dude. Does not feel good. Brandon, you out, buddy? You saying you have a good night? Is he telling somebody else good night?
I don't know if he's going nighty night. Good night, Brandon.
Yeah. I was thinking of you a couple days ago, Brandon. Our brother Jeremy Spalding, Big Worm, probably posted a picture of his TRM Atom on Instagram, and it's got the lighter of the two sets of micarta scales you sent me with my Atom. For you don't know, Brandon Maples was kind enough to gift me an Atom about a year ago, and it had 3 sets of scales in the box, and or 2 sets in the box and one on the knife. And 2 of the sets were both micarta, but they were really close, but one was just a little lighter than the other. Well, when Jeremy Spalding was gifted his Atom, it just had black G10 on it. So I mean, it's not the same, but I tried to forward some of that love, and I sent him the extra set of micarta scales I had, and they've been on his knife ever since. So just so that you know, Brandon, you didn't just do a good thing for one person, you did a good thing for 2 people, and we both appreciate it. Zip ties is how I got my wife. Whatever it takes. It's a numbers game. You know, if she's the first one, you got to slow down enough to throw the zip ties on. Yeah, guys, I'm not bragging by any means, but there's no doubt in my mind I could sell every knife I own that I've purchased and just keep what has been gifted to me, and I would have a way nicer knife collection than most. And it wouldn't be huge, but I've got plenty that has been gifted to me, and it's some really nice stuff. So I'm fishing to forward one of those though, John. My granddaughter is about to turn 13, and she wants her first pocket knife. And I told her I'd find her one, or I'd pick her out one. She's like, "No, I already picked it out." She wants that rainbow colored native salt that Grumpy Grunt gave me.
Oh, right on! Hell yeah!
Already told Grumpy make sure it was okay, because it was a gift.
Yeah,
and it means even more to me that how I acquired it, and now how she's going to get it. So
yeah,
that's going to be her first with Spyderco Native Salt LC200N. I'm honestly debating running that thing across the sharpening stone a couple of times though. That knife is so sharp, dude. But I don't know if she needs something that sharp.
There's old Crispy Donut Community.
Crispy Donut Community's. Y'all heard about the competition he's in, right?
No.
Yeah, he's competing with Javon, so who can be live more times in 1 week? He's catching up to him. He ain't quite there yet, but yeah, he gonna catch old Javon before it's over with.
Well, he did hook up that giveaway knife with insane amount of swag. So
he did. They're
appreciate
good
that, man.
And I'm glad that they've got a sense of humor, and he knows I'm not busting these balls. But and I also understand that for you guys that don't know, the Crispy Donut Community was a thing before they ever dipped their toe in YouTube. That was already a whole community on Facebook, and and I told them here a while back, is like, man, you guys got to quit worrying about stepping on people's toes. Hopefully what will happen is they can bring some of that Facebook audience that doesn't typically go to YouTube for knife content. They can bring them over, during their live streams, and then those guys can meet some of us, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can spread it out a little bit.
Just spread the wealth.
I don't know if I've talked to you guys yet or not at the Crispy Donut community. I apologize. I don't know any of y'all's names yet, but I think it would be awesome if they participated in Knives Live this year. And I mean, dude, if they could get half of their Facebook community to show up for a few episodes of Knives Live, that would be a huge deal.
Yeah, that would be cool as crap.
So I'm just going to get on the ball with that. I always wait till after Blade Show before I start annoying people. And I told you, no, you were there, weren't you? When I realized why.
Oh yeah, Levon and like and
I was a little upset last year, guys, because Levon told me at Blade Show, dude, he even seemed excited about participating, and I kept messaging, and he wouldn't return my messages. And then I run into him at Blade Show, and I wasn't rude. You can ask John, but I did bring up the fact that, hey man, you told me you want to be on Knives Live, and I never could get you to answer me. It was like an old account I was messaging, so yeah, hopefully we have some of, what are those guys called?
Knife Nuts podcast.
Knife Nuts. Yeah, hopefully we can get some of those guys involved. I don't care if they all do separate time slots or if they do it combined, but just to remind y'all again why we're Siobhan Duty has something to say. I go live Friday, goob. But the reason why we're trying to expand, because I know some people have complained about Two Bones Jones. Thank you, buddy. Some guys have complained about us inviting Metal Complex because for some reason, some people don't like the guy. I don't understand that. He's never done anything for me to dislike him, whether you enjoy his content or not. But, the reason why we're doing that is because I feel like if we get together with the same group every year and raise about the same amount of money, we're kind of failing.
Yeah.
We're not, anything that we can raise for Knife Rights is great, but
we're not failing. It just has the potential to be so much bigger.
Right. We just want that much more exposure.
Yeah.
And that comes from the heart because, for those of you who aren't familiar we don't, not only do we not make any money, we never see any of the money. Nothing ever comes through mine, Javon's, Grateful Panics. None of it even comes through our hands. All the giveaway stuff is all handled by Lefty. And, me and Lefty don't agree on anything. They're constantly arguing. People think we hate each other. We don't. But I like the fact that Lefty handles all the giveaway stuff because the one thing I can say about Kevin is that he's honest. I trust Kevin I would never even question it. So, we're not trying to grow it because of any profit to ourselves. We just we want to raise as much money and, more importantly, as much awareness for Knife Rights as possible. So, if the CDC guys are interested, we'd love to have them this year.
And there's an answer for you on the screen there, Shane.
Oh, okay, Luke. Luke sucks. Okay. Yeah. So,
and I mean, grow the knife community, YouTube community as well.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about bringing folks over.
We have not
Facebook.
succeeded in that. That was our main goal, to bring some of the Facebook people over to YouTube. It seems like it's fairly easy with the Instagram folks.
Yeah.
But those Facebook guys they don't give a shit about YouTube and YouTube video.
No.
I mean, some of them do, but it's probably the guys who were already here. But it's hard to get those Facebook knife groups to participate on YouTube. So hopefully Crispy Donut community can be one of our first steps in having some success at that. Yeah, I even I hit, for those of you who don't know, any of you guys who are members of EDC Mafia, that's mine. Now I didn't start it. A guy named Eric Flores started it. And to give y'all some backstory, he started that group with the sole intention of getting it shut down. So there's no There is no censorship. Dude, we have people selling bulk ammo on my Facebook group. Never, I mean, they send me warnings all the time. They've never shut us down, never done anything. So the whole point was he wanted to get it shut down. Well, in turn, his personal Facebook, he got banned for life.
Oh, damn.
So he messaged me and he's like, hey, Bubba, it's yours. Please do me a favor. Don't ever censor anything. Just let it run until they kill it. And dude, it's well over 1,000 members strong. I just let people do whatever they want. So if you want a Facebook group where you can go and do and say whatever you want, other than being a shithead to people, that I don't allow. Head over there. But I can't. My point is, I can't even get my guys to come. And I pissed them off bad last year. I hit them with at everyone. I had no idea how beta men will turn when you at everyone in a Facebook group, dude.
Yeah.
They lost their minds, man. It was like they caught me in bed with their wife. I had no idea it was such a no-no to add everyone. But it worked. They all saw it. Yeah.
No, I think you're not a shithead, Dopey. Drunk Dopey might be a shithead. But no.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I don't allow is like gear bashing or just people being assholes to other people. But I mean, you can say and show whatever you want to on there, man. If it gets shut down tomorrow, then I'll message Eric's girlfriend and let her know that his mission was accomplished.
And how long has it been running?
4 years. It's just crazy that I was in EDC crazy before that, and Bill Nottingham runs that, and he is so picky about channels or getting strikes, and there's all these rules, and it's super weak. It's not fun because of it, but it's just crazy to me that he's so concerned about it, and he does, and Facebook does give him shit all the time. And then I've got this group out there that I barely even monitor. All my mods know to leave everybody the hell alone. And it's like, if you don't care, they don't care. And speaking of Facebook, this isn't for everybody in here, but I know some of you saw it. I tried to get out of making political posts on Facebook, for my own mental health. It wasn't healthy for me. But I made a post recently, and I want to talk about it. If you guys don't care, this is what
I don't care.
This is what I posted. I want you guys to take just a second and carefully read every word of what's on this meme.
Okay, I read every word.
All right. I think that's time. You would not believe the comments I've had. Because the meme means just what it says. It went into me being homophobic. There were people defending the gay community, saying that there's a lot less child molesters are gay than they are heterosexual, and we got to talk about marriage and education, and I just think it proved the point that I said one thing, and within 24 hours I was accused of all sorts of other stuff. That's not healthy, man. That's just stupid. I didn't say anything about gay people. Ian Coates, to tell you, I love Ian like a brother, man. He was one of the first people I hugged at Blade Show. Ian doesn't hide the fact that he's gay, and I don't care that he's gay. He's a good dude, and I love him because of that. That has nothing to do with disliking anybody. In all actuality, what led to me making that post was an issue with a particular book teaching kids about heterosexual sex. I just don't think we should be talking to young children about that at all, especially at school. In a school system that is failing to teach the math and English and history and geography? Do we really want them talking about something that sensitive? I don't think so. But yeah, for any of you guys that saw that and took anything from it other than exactly what it said, well, that's on you. Because I just posted a meme that I believe was correct, just in what it says. If you take anything away from it or add anything to it, I don't know what to tell you, man. Hey, what is that background noise?
I think it's, I don't know.
I mean, it's loud. It's like somebody's watching television or something.
I think it's picking up the TV from the other room.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it either, Patina. It just, and I don't care that if anybody was mad at me. I'm not saying they attacked me. That's not what happened. But it just seems so odd to me that they start defending other issues and topics that they had nothing to do with. And one of them, because some of you guys kind of came to my defense and liked some of my comments with a particular female I was speaking to in there. I just want you to know that particular female is my cousin's daughter, and she is a absolutely wonderful human being. She's very intelligent. She's very caring. She's very loving. So I don't want you guys to think that she was just some liberal troll who's trying to piss me off. I understand her passion for what she was trying to say. It just didn't really apply to what I posted. And she is a teacher. So I kind of get it. Maybe they've been under attack. But I appreciate you guys not personally attacking her, because I think the world of her. Every time we have one of these conversations, in the end, because we're both capable of communicating, in the end, we realize that we kind of feel the same way about almost everything. Matter of fact, one of her defenses was, my parents taught me about sex at 9 years old. Were they wrong? And I was like, no, but you just proved my point. Your parents taught you about sex at 9 years old because you were an extremely mature 9-year-old. That's exactly the way it was supposed to happen. That's what I'm promoting here, is parenting. Not the school handling. So, but it is partially our fault because we've kind of quit raising our kids, and we hand them a tablet at 2, and their face doesn't come out of it for years. And I used to think that maybe there was a healthy balance, but like even my grandson, who's very avid in being outdoors and being a boy, they try to limit him to an hour a day, but even that hour leaves him craving so much more that he doesn't shut up about it. I don't know that any amount of it's healthy. I don't know what the answer is, but something needs to change. Because that'd been really nice if I'd realized that would have been laying there, the little tiny flathead screwdriver.
Could you have actually used that though?
Yeah, because the pry bar was too thick to get in between.
Oh, you're talking about for popping the scales off?
Yeah. I just found another torch. That looks like a knife-sized torch too. All kind of stuff stuffed in that little corner. This was I don't know if I've ever showed this knife before, but this knife was handmade by my pastor and his father, who's no longer with us. His dad was a knife maker for years and years, just 1095. But it was, they actually hammered, forged it, and ground it. But the geometry's horrible. It's just 1095, but that knife will always mean a lot to me.
It looks cool as crap.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to have a guest on here soon, dude. We had a local kid, John.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember his first name. I know his last name was Crow, because they're like 17 years old. He started hand making knives and called it Steel Crow Forge. Well, he went to the military. He's since put in his 5 years and gotten out, and he's going to reopen the forge. And he's from right here in Etowah County. I'd really love to have him on one night so that he can kind of showcase some of his stuff and kind of get his name out there. And if the community sees fit and likes what he's doing, maybe they could help this kid. Well, I mean, he's 22, 23 years old now, but I'd like to help him get that up and running, because in a short amount of time that he did it before he went in the military, man, he couldn't even buy anything from him. You know what I mean? Everything.
Yeah.
He was out. Now, it is all, if I had to compare it to anything, kind of has a Winkler vibe. It's all a bit, it's not super fancy or pretty stuff. It's more well done, primitive looking stuff. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have him on. I messaged him about it yesterday.
Yeah, that'd be good. Anytime.
Yeah, it's just great seeing somebody that young, with a passion for producing things.
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention to the chat at all, guys. I apologize. I get to talking. My problem is every time I look over, no matter how much I scroll up, I can see all I can find is me being right in the middle of y'all's personal conversations. Yeah. Well, mere salt. That is part of the issue. I mean, I'm sure there, other than the last part of your sentence with her being hot, but I'm sure there are some great teachers out there that could add to, maybe even take the place of a parent that's not willing to have that conversation. And just like, one of her comments was, nobody is talking to kids about sex in the classroom. I'm like, no, Tommy, you're not. That doesn't mean nobody is. So that's kind of my point, Mirsalt, is, that teacher was good at it and may have had a way of approaching it without damaging kids. Not all of them are. So that's why I don't think it needs to be in schools. But I'm glad you had a good experience with it. I know me, Ed. I even told John before it started I couldn't find them. Every time I use them, I take them off, and I can't remember where I laid them down at.
Are they like prescription or readers?
No, I went and got my eyes checked, and they said that I didn't need glasses. I just needed reading glasses.
We'll get you about 5 or 6 cheap pairs from Dollar General.
Well, my wife bought me like a $20 pair Foster Grants at Books A Million.
Uh-huh.
They work great. I just can't keep up with them.
You need one of them little rope things to put them on.
I got a buddy that's got the magnetic ones. You ever seen that? They're magnetic right in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Like the dude on...
They break loose, and then when he drops them, they instantly reconnect on his chest, so they're always hanging there. But when he never like puts them on, he always separates them into 2 pieces and click. But they're not bad looking either. They just got a little tiny magnet in them.
There was a medical examiner on one of those like crime shows that used to wear those.
Yeah. I've been fighting it, but man, I'm too old to carry anymore. I'm going to have to get some because it's getting worse. It's getting progressively, like over the past year, it's gotten way worse.
That monocle would go great with your bow tie you're going to get.
It would. Did you order me a
little top hat?
Bull mess. Oh, man. I tell you, dude, it's hard to look back on the life I've had and the time I've spent with Meathead and the things that we did and accomplished. And now I think about how I struggle to accomplish small tasks. But me and that dude we've pulled some shit off. Ain't no doubt about that, man. The stuff we've built, and neither one of us had any money, and we had some good times. No doubt about it. Probably would have had money if we wasn't dropping $30-$40 a day on beer. But I can say that I have not consumed more beer with anybody on this planet than I have with old Meathead. Yeah, I know I did, Meathead.
Squint nips.
I just feel like if our education system was more successful at, common education, maybe I'd trust them a little more with such topics. But, I mean, we're still teaching kids that Christopher Columbus discovered America. You know what I mean?
He didn't?
Well, no. I mean, yeah, he discovered it, but he was, way down the line, and the number of people who'd been here before him, it just makes no sense. What they don't realize is it's just gonna get worse and worse, man. Less and less kids are gonna go to school, and maybe that's the way it should be. Maybe homeschool is the better option. What's that say? If we would have had $100 a day, our livers would have moved to Puerto Rico. So like, yeah. And it's weird now, man. I don't even really enjoy the taste of it that much until I get around meathead. But yeah, we definitely drank a lot of cold beer, ate a lot of pork. How can you discover somewhere people? Yeah, exactly. And even, I mean, he wasn't even the first foreigner to come here. It's just none of it makes any sense. Everything's just distorted and twisted, and it don't sound like it'd be that hard to tell it the right way, but yeah. You imagine there being cameras everywhere when you was a teenager, John?
No.
I mean, there's times I wish I could have captured. There's times 20 years ago I wish I could have captured, but man, I couldn't imagine every horrible thing I've ever done, people having video evidence of it. But that is one good thing about being in our position, dude. I mean, who's going to cancel us? Cancel us from what?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you got to take away from me?
Yeah,
I will give you that, meathead. Beer does sound like it comes colder out of your cooler than it does anybody else's. You're right there. We got to get John down one night, hang out the shop, drink some beers.
I am down.
We keep saying it. It's just weird as you get older, time just starts to fly by, and but at the same time, you just constantly putting things off.
Yep.
Niplandia.
Did you plant a flag, Dopey?
He got to touch him.
Ooh.
He was asleep, sick as a dog on the couch.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel like we could show him the good time we used to could have, though.
Would just show me like old people a good time. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even talking about anything horrible, dude, but we spent every weekend of our lives in the woods, and I miss it so bad I can't stand it. But I also know that even if I had the money and had a rig to go, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
God, we had so much fun, man. We had this big piece of property. It was owned by the city. If you ever look up Gadsden, Alabama, the only thing here that you'll find on the internet just about is Nakalula Falls. It's just a 100-foot waterfall named after an Indian for a story that never happened. It was a complete lie, completely fictional. It's a pretty waterfall. A lot of the land beneath it stretches on out into the city used part of it for a landfill at one point in time. But anyway, all that land was pretty useless, and we rode dune buggies and four-wheelers and dirt bikes and rock crawlers on it. There were a lot of hills, and the more we rode them, the more extreme they got. We got to ride that shit for, I guess me and Meathead probably did it for 10 years, but I mean, there was a generation ahead of us that had been doing it for 30, 40 years. But finally, the city decided to run us off, and they did. They ran us off and turned our old dune buggy trails into walking and mountain bike trails. So yeah. We were pretty upset about it at the time, but I also had to remind ourselves that we got to ride a couple thousand acres for free for years and years. You're correct.
Yeah, no, right? Which that's not going to work. He'll just bring his own bottle.
Yeah. What was weird was he wasn't as bad the second night, and he drank twice as much. He drank about a third of the bottle.
Well, he explained that the first night he had been up for like 48 hours straight or more and hadn't eaten in forever. So it was his bloodstream was pretty much straight alcohol.
Yeah.
Turn him into tree hugging hippie trails.
They sure did. Yeah. Some of the best times of my life was in that little plot of land. Just living in that musk. What are you talking
about? Well, again, you're in the middle of somebody's private conversation.
Oh.
Well, kind of. Dopey said he definitely planted his flag that night. And then Terry asked him if he had washed it, and he said no.
Dude, have any of you guys been keeping up with Gonna Rise feet pics on Facebook? Have you seen them, John?
No.
Do not. Don't add that guy as a friend. Because one day you might accidentally stumble across his feet pics. And I'm not making fun of the guy because my feet are a horror show, dude. A lot like his, but he proudly shows them. I'm talking about like fresh out of his work boot, just peels the sock off, snaps pictures, and posts them on Facebook.
Does he get a lot of likes?
I don't know. How is that going, Gonna Rise? That's still, yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I would love to set up a little temporary studio out there in the shop, but my internet seemed to be pretty good on my phone last time I was there. Now, I don't know if it was good enough for uploading quality video, but yeah, I'd definitely be down to do that.
Shane, this is not quality video.
Well, I just mean, I don't know if it would work at all.
Oh, you mean the actual quality of the...
Well, in his yard, I can't even make a phone call or send a text message. And he literally lives 10 minutes from Walmart. I mean, I'm just giving you an example of he's not that far out, but for some reason, that part of town, like in his yard, I have no service. But it's kind of explained to me, he has a house, and he bought a plot of land over by the other country club, and he's in the process of clearing it all off, and he built a shop. There's not a house there yet. But, yeah, we get on Meathead. We get on Meathead on camera and everything.
Hell yeah.
Dopey, you're going to want your money back when you see Gonna Rise feet pics, dude. I promise you. They actually make me happy because I realize I'm not the only one with feet that bad. Those are definitely a working man's feet, dude. They calloused up. Those toenails look like pieces of broke off sheetrock. Mine the same way, though. I ain't making fun. And you can tell he just took his socks off because it's still got those little red lines, where the socks been touching.
Still got the jam between the toes.
Oh yeah, dude, they're horrible. Power washing, that makes even more sense. You don't need all this goodness on camera.
I'll be right back. I have to release.
One point in time, Meathead had a suit of armor and a big dog chopper in his living room. That was pretty epic. It was a big dog, right? Same one that Ving Rhames was riding on Armageddon. I think that's correct. Gonna need a manager to guide me with foot ulcer pics. He's your man. He can point you in the right direction there, Christopher Critter. Yeah. Problem with them feet cheese graters, Mere Salt, is once your feet get in that kind of shape, you don't know where to stop. It's like you don't have any feeling in them, and then all of a sudden you do. And once you do, it's too late. You mess yourself up. Stephanie sucked all the cool. I don't know that it was Stephanie, man. I think it's just just a matter of years. I think after a while, the cool just oozes out of me or out of us. Just a natural thing. All right. The fresher, the better. How impressed are you going to ride that I'd paid close enough attention to be able to tell that you just peeled your sock off before taking those pictures? When I was a mechanic, I used to get calluses right here really bad on the heels of my hand. And I'd take a die grinder with a Scotch-Brite pad on it and just gently brush across it with it running at about 5,000 RPM. Just watch that white dust fly off. But, yeah, it didn't take long getting out of turning wrenches before they healed themselves up quite nice. I mean, it used to be like brown right here. It didn't matter how much you washed it. Me had a fix for it. He washed dishes. He'd always add a little bit of Clorox to the dishwater. I was too damn lazy to wash dishes, so.
Damn. Stephanie's they just all suck the cool out of stuff, don't they?
They do.
Damn Stephanie's.
I'll be glad when that lock stick goes away.
Is it a lot better though?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, you can't even hear it. It's audible. So if I've changed the ball cage, I mean, I've changed everything. It's got to be the lock face, right?
Yeah.
There being a ceramic ball instead of a steel ball, the ceramic ball technically should polish that down, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not. I mean, it's good, but it's not near what this one is. I mean, that one just works way better.
Right. Yeah, it just might be a little rough or have a little burr on it or something.
I don't think I can figure.
You'll wear it down.
I can't believe I got this thing put back together. I was getting a little worried. I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Were you getting a little, dude? I'm telling you, I
don't understand that. Like, I understood what Justin was saying.
Yeah.
He just didn't understand that I'm not physically capable of doing more than one thing with one hand.
But all you had to do was pull the damn ball cage back.
I could pull the ball cage back, but I'd have to let go of the spring.
I know. That's just
I started to call my daughter in here and get her to help me, just so I'd have another hand to push that thing down in there.
She'd be like your little surgical tech, your little surgeon's assistant.
Yeah. I like it a lot better, that's for sure. Waiting on Mr. Coonley to become an expert at anodizing.
Todd Carr, tonight we're going just alcohol free. It's a little Croix.
That stuff's nasty, man.
Dude, it's good. Especially this key lime, dude. It's the best flavor I've had of it.
I can't drink carbonated stuff that's not sweetened. And I don't need the sweet, so I just don't drink it hardly at all.
Oh.
You know what's weird is everybody complains about this Max XL, talking about it's too big. Yet when you stick them side by side, it's really, I mean, can you see the difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge amount of difference.
It's not, but when you set the regular Manix down and just hold this, it feels twice as big.
Yeah.
But when you hold them next to one another, there's very little difference in the size.
The issue with me was with the XL, I couldn't get the butt of the knife in my hand to disengage the lock.
That's what I tell everybody with the XL. If you put the upgrade in it, you don't need it.
Yeah.
You just sandwich it and engage it with one finger. I can see if you're still having to use two, you'd need that butt sitting in there. I need to get back with those scabs, see if he ever figured out how to spotty flick.
Oh, is he trying to learn?
For like a year. I don't think last I heard he still hadn't figured out. Megatron could do it, but he still couldn't. Oh, did you, Dopey? That was kind of you. I know he was debating where to get some titanium to get the hang of it. Yeah. I've got a I think I've already told y'all that, but I got a tattoo artist friend of mine that taught me how to tattoo and changed my life. But I'm hoping he does. He's supposed to be doing some artwork for me. Get laser engraved on there and then have it anodized. That's the plan anyway.
Dopey said he could do ano. What
I just learned that recently, Dopey. I didn't know that till just recently, but I didn't, I do know.
He do know now. What are you getting engraved on it?
I was thinking about the tattoos on my neck, like a compass on one side, an anchor on the other.
Oh, okay.
Just having them put on the knife. So I've got the shaman that I need a scale upgrade for, and I've got another Manix XL. I ain't showed y'all that one yet. And I don't know who this guy is. I wish I could figure it out. Maybe y'all can help me.
I have to try that out. Todd Carr, I do like some carbonated beverages, whether they're sweet or not. The big goober.
Hit me up on Instagram in the midst of the whole. Oh shit! My light just went out. Oh, in the midst of all that debacle with my Manix, this guy reached out to me and he was like, "Hey man, I watched your live and saw what was going on there, and he said, I got a Manix XL that I'd like to give you." And I was very upfront with him. I was like, "Man, I'll be honest with you, I already have a Manix XL." I said that trade was purely for sales purposes. I was going to flip it. And he was like, "Well, I still want you to have it." Okay, so he sent it to me. So now I have 2 Mani XLs, but this one's got the old glow-in-the-dark Punisher scales. And man, these things glow like crazy. I can't get up, turn the light off, but they, you can't tell it. They glow really good though. So now I have dueling Manix XLs. As you can see, well, I got it, but barely. But you can see the difference in the action on the close, or even the open. But you can get it just with your thumb, but it's not near as good as it is after the upgrade kit. So anyway, I gotta do another one soon. I gotta do this one. But what I was bringing up, his name on Instagram is just a capital letter T. I don't know who he is, but apparently he watches our live stream. But T, I really appreciate this, man, and I want to do something special with it because I'm kind of done upgrading this one. This one was all these upgrades just about were donated from very good friends of mine in the community and shipped to me. So I want to do something special with this one too. But I want to go a different route. I don't know what route yet, but definitely different. Yeah, I don't get people saying this thing's too big. I just don't understand how a ½ inch. What's he saying? That's what is getting put in the knife.
The big goober on your arm.
Oh, it's not a goober on my arm. There's just goobers in it. We've talked about that, right? All the goobers in my...
No, I don't think we've ever discussed your arm goobers.
I don't know if I can show them to you. I can't see. See that one?
Oh, there's a goober.
There's one on. There's another one here. They're all in it.
Would you like to tell us the story behind it?
Not really. I picked this Celtic cross out to have the tattoo done.
Uh-huh.
And then after it was done, the guy who drew this piece walked. I didn't even know he drew it, but I knew he was atheist. Walked by and went, penis, 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 penis. And pointed them all out to me. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little upset. Yeah. I mean, to let somebody sit down and get that tattooed, not say a word. But most people don't ever know. They don't ever notice it. Because, I mean, it's just Celtic knot work. I mean, you could pick out almost any Celtic knot. Part of it not look like a goober. So.
Well, there's 44 more people right now that know.
Yeah, I don't care. Zero shame. Yeah. Dobie, I haven't forgot about you and your knife, buddy. I just hadn't been to the post office yet. I got one I got to ship off to Dopey and one I got to ship off to Patina Turner. Hopefully I'll be done shipping for a little while.
I thought I saw that too, Dopey. Not going to lie.
Oh, it used to be worse. When he first did it, there was a split, a little notch right there. And
for the pee hole?
Yeah. Apparently it was part of his whole horror movie thing. It was like a tribute to The Exorcist. Remember when she was stabbing herself with the crucifix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you too, Meathead. Been thinking about getting my koi fish finished finally. It's only been on there like 15 years with no color.
Well, I got one of those on my leg, and that was the last time I ever got an entire like large piece done all in one sitting because it swelled up. And the line of work I was in, I wore tactical boots to work, and when I'd get home and take my boots off, my calf would be swelled up over the top of my damn boot. So that was enough of that for me.
But, yeah, Todd Carr, you're correct. I do have some skin tags here and there. Part of being fat, I guess. Koi fish are just carps.
They are. But they're pretty carps.
Yeah. But the story is apparently there's a certain river in Japan, and if the koi fish can swim upstream all the way to the origins of this river, they turn into dragons. So that's why the koi fish is so big in Japanese culture. That's mighty kind of you, Dopey. I'm going to try real hard to. My sleep schedule has been pretty good the past couple of days, so I'm going to try really hard to get up in the morning. I got some stuff to ship back to Blade Ops anyway. Got to get your knife out to you and Patina's knife out to him.
Well, you're going to be out of the house anyway because you have a trip to go on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Huh?
I should say I almost forgot about that. I forgot I was going to hang out with John tomorrow.
And
that Archie chick.
Yep.
We're going to go to Buc-ee's.
Wait, so is that where you get the Milo slushes?
I don't know. That's where you get the brisket sandwich.
Yeah, you do.
If they have a Milo slushie, that'll be even better. Yeah.
Well, looky here. It's that sweet, sweet man, Kyle Coonley.
There he is. I was on the phone with Kyle for about an hour tonight.
Taking him out on a Buc-ee's date.
They ascend into dragons. I really like the tattoos of like the transformation. You know what I'm talking about? Like, where the koi are turning into dragons. There's a lot of really cool koi fish artwork out there. Demon Ox had quite the year, hadn't he?
He has.
His team won the Stanley Cup. That's a pretty big deal, man. I don't blame you for skipping Blake's show for that.
No.
Hell no. Don't sell the Buc-ee's $39. That brisket sandwich is $10. But I ain't gonna lie, man, it's pretty damn good, dude.
Is it big?
It's a big sandwich, yeah. It's a meal. I mean, I'll probably eat 2 anyway. Just because, I only get it a couple times a year. But it's pretty damn good. It ain't Meathead's one of the best grill operators I've ever known, though. Meathead can cook some shit over some coal, no doubt about it.
Holy blast from the past.
Look at that.
What the hell? And I'm assuming just with the simple yo that's probably Richie.
I would too.
But it's good to see
Richie
you, man.
must be bored. Yeah. We done missed all the exciting knife modification work.
Yeah. Shane fancied himself a knife modder today.
Yeah. Actually, Richie, all I did was a ball cage, ceramic ball, and titanium scale upgrade on my Manix 2. So not necessarily a mod, just installing some parts, but it was quite a shit show.
Oh, he's doing some actual modding right now.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's hard to believe that those guys were just Lindy and Richie. They did a little knife modding back in the day, and now they're consumed with it.
Yes, and doing big things.
Yeah. Well, we're assuming everything's going good, Richie. I'm hoping so, since y'all don't have time to hang out with us anymore. That it's because the business is successful. Still see some beautiful work on Instagram, man. And every time I see it, I think, man, I want to do something like that. And it's not really the money; it's the I don't know what I would do with it afterwards. I'd be scared to death to get it dirty or it or.
I'm in Huntsville, Meathead.
Yeah. Yeah, they got their first knife coming out soon. Well, their first folding knife, right? Because Lindy's already selling fixed blades, right? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, Richie. You're talking about your folder.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yep. We missed y'all at Blade Show too, by the way.
Yeah.
We had some
big time.
We had some humorous interactions with Sanford, though.
Yeah, we did in the pit, man, with his black market dealings.
Sanford and his black market backpack full of sea otters.
Who's Big Jim?
Huh?
Who's Big Jim?
Oh, Jim Reagan. He comes down to the shop and hangs out at Meatheads every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he could do. He's a knife guy too. Well, he says he is. He carries a. I shouldn't say that. He is a knife guy. He carries a CT. It's either the 308. I think it's the 308. Yeah. He loves
What's up,
that.
Eric? Good to see you, man. Yeah, that was good shit, and he sold them all.
Yeah. Yeah, just slinging sea otters out of a backpack.
And the best one was Ethan. And I was like, he said something about a sea otter, and I was like, well, Sanford's right over there, and he's got a backpack full of them. And he's like, I need to go to the ATM real quick.
He did. Who was that I took over to the table with me and introduced them to Sanford and Ray Laconico? Dude, they like to have lost their minds. They just couldn't believe they got to meet Sanford Owen and Ray Laconico.
I don't know who that was.
Who it was. Yeah. I kind of felt like a big deal. I was like, hey, man, you want to meet Ray Laconico? Of course, Ray don't know me from the Man on the Moon.
No, but they're both super nice dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Ray seems a little more reserved than Sanford does.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Ray's not approachable. He's just not as approachable as Sanford.
He's just not as extroverted as Sanford is. He's a little more introverted. Which, so Richie said the prototype for their production model, so it's going to be OEM'd by who?
I hadn't heard. Since they've been on YouTube, I've kind of lost I've kind of lost touch on that. I assumed it was probably going to be the same people that MBK used, so maybe they can't say.
Look at there. Oh, you figured out how to monetize your live before?
I didn't this one. I didn't, unless when I did it last time, it just changed it.
It might have.
If it added an ad, I don't know. I'll look and see.
Or maybe they're just throwing ads up, and it's because they'll put ads on it even if you don't monetize it.
Yeah, the last live I did, I did monetize it, but I don't know if this one is monetized or not. Well, I can't look at it yet. Not on my phone anyway. 1,446 subscribers. About the same pace I was on last year. Looks like I might hit $2,000 by the end of the year if I get back to posting stuff. I guess I owe y'all an apology, especially since I've got channel members. I apologize that I hadn't been posting much, but hopefully I can straighten that out. The Demco, Jim Miller got to meet Andrew Demco. The Demcos don't care for me much.
They don't like you?
It's weird how these people in the night community will remember you too. Because all I did, and dude, I swear to God, I was not trolling him. I wasn't trying to be a dick. I just told him how great I thought it was that, them releasing the 20.5 opened up this huge aftermarket surge, for parts for it. And apparently that was not a compliment to him. He let me know right quick that was not their intention.
Oh, so he's not a fan of it.
Right, which made me want to tell him, well, make a better fucking knife.
So we wouldn't have to buy aftermarket parts for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wasn't. And some of that might be my fault. Like I said, with my nerve issues in my hand, having to pinch that knife with these fingers and engage that lock with this one, it just didn't work great for me. Yeah, he sure did. That happened at the Nashville Custom Knife Show. Yeah, he was done talking to me.
I mean, you really should have said that at that point with it.
I should have, but
you really should have.
But like I said, I didn't go over there with the intention of trolling him, so I wasn't in the right mindset to have a snappy comeback. I was actually kind of shocked that he felt that way. I mean, people still bought the knife. What difference does it make?
Yeah,
he'd been smart. He would have sold aftermarket parts for it.
Exactly.
Hey, I sold you a $150 knife that ain't worth the shit. Basically, all you bought's a lock. If you'd like to buy some nice shit to bolt around your lock, I can help you out.
It would have been better if you had one of the reblades that Brian does.
Yeah, tell him how great I thought it was.
Yeah, put a new blade on it, put new scales on it. It's a good knife now.
Man, I only had to spend $380 I owned one for like a week.
Yeah.
That was actually my first interaction with Ethan. I traded it. No, I got it from Ethan. And instantly didn't like it and traded it to Backpack B for a Benchmade Super Freak. And I felt so bad in the trade that I felt like I took him, so I threw in a Tucson TS 220 Nautilus, which is my favorite Tucson ever. Well, Justin's still in here. I figured he'd be all.
Yep, smooth as butter, Milton. Smooth as butter. Actually, it didn't really go that badly.
No, it didn't. Like I said, if I'd had proper movement of my fingers, it would have went pretty good.
We had a couple of successful yeets, but nothing was lost for good.
Yeah. Luckily, my fat created a wrinkle in my shirt that caught the spring. So that was
and apparently some crust on your leg, you said.
It actually got caught in the hair on my thigh, hanging there. Yeah. Oh, me. Yeah, I don't believe the guy that's copying all Justin's shit would have called me on the phone, told me how to do that. Of course, that's not Justin's product. He sells it through Flytanium, but still very cool of him.
Yeah. That still
I know they don't
blows my
make
mind.
the stuff for this, but I'm hoping Justin can help me find some scales for that because I'm not having much luck. I've already bought. Were these Flytanium? I don't remember who it is that makes these, but I don't want two just alike. No, Zach, for a long time I thought it was just my neuropathy, which is, nerve damage. But I found out recently that I went and had a nerve conductivity test done to test me for carpal tunnel. And if you've ever had that done, there's like 14 or 18 different tests they do. And I had no result on several of them, which means that when they applied the electricity up here, it didn't read at all in my hand. And two of them
were crosswired.
Yeah, the response was in the wrong fingers. And the lady said, she said, the only reason why you have any movement in your hands is, your brain has just, she's like, literally, when you're moving your pointer finger, schematically, your brain is telling you to move your ring finger, but it figured out that they're now swapped. They're backwards. So that's how I found out what was wrong with me last year. I told you about that, right? They were trying to get me set up for the surgery for the carpal tunnel, which we're still working with the VA to try to get that done. But when they went to refer me to the surgical center, they asked me if I had ever had MRSA. I told them not that I knew of. Last year I had that. They just kept calling it a blood infection. Nearly died from it, but they never told me what it was. Well, come to find out, it was MRSA. They tested me there and found out that I'm a carrier for MRSA. So, yeah.
How does that work? Like being a carrier?
Once you've had it, you're always prone to it. Yeah, it's not like you can give it to anybody, I don't guess. But I guess under the right circumstances you could. But just make sure you're at high risk for dangerous infections. Yeah.
A friend of mine this was when I had first heard of it. A friend of mine ended up with it, and it made a spot on his leg. Like he ended up with a hole in his shin that you about stick your pinky in. And he tried to take care of it himself. It like made almost like a boil type situation. He squeezed it. When he squeezed it, dude, it looked like toothpaste coming out of his damn leg.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was internal. It was all in my testes. I had infected nuts.
Is somebody listening to music on your end?
You can hear that?
Yeah.
It's coming out of my daughter's room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people die from it. My doctor actually died from it. He went in for surgery and got MRSA and was dead within like 3 days.
Yeah, my the lead man in my department at the machine shop, his mom died from it.
Yeah. That's what was weird. The doctor was getting on to me talking over the fact that I went to Blade Show last year and they were like, you could have caught a common cold and died. So, you don't realize how close to death you were. And I was like, well, maybe I wouldn't have went had y'all ever told me what the fuck was wrong with me. Nobody ever told me anything. I had no idea. I just knew I was sick.
Well, to be fair, she didn't actually die from MRSA, but she had been on I don't know if she was on like steroids or something, but she had been on some medication most of her life that had, like, her liver didn't function quite well. Yeah. And they couldn't ever figure out what was wrong with her because she had fallen and she had a spot on her shoulder. Well, I guess then maybe a day or two later, she went to visit her sister in the nursing home and contracted MRSA there. And they couldn't figure out what it was she had. So they were just flooding her with antibiotics, trying to get rid of it. And the antibiotics shut her liver down.
That's what they did to me, because it's bad for your kidneys too. Because I asked them, I was like, "Is this safe?" You know, bombarded me with all these antibiotics, and I've only got one kidney. And the nurse was like, "Sir, your kidney's irrelevant at this point. You're dying."
Yeah.
You know, so we're not concerned about your kidney. I still don't feel like I ever fully recovered from it. If I had to guess where I got it or how I got it, was from a dirt bike wreck a long time ago. I gouged my shin down to the bone, about 8 inches long. A couple of weeks later, I was looking at it, and it was getting pussy and was infected. So every night, I just peel the scab off and pour a bottle of alcohol over it. It took it forever. I mean, it literally took years for it to heal up right. And that's before I was diabetic. But it was years before that thing ever healed up right. So I'm sure that's probably where it came from.
Tell you what, we hit a wide array of topics on this here show.
We have. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little off my game tonight. I just hadn't been. Typically during the week, things happen, and I kind of try to record them for something to talk about.
Yeah.
When we go live, but it's been a pretty depressed. Yeah, not much exciting to record for the live. So I apologize for that.
You're here, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Is it?
It is. What's up, Josh Branson?
G-Ball said he's stoned and drunk. I'm probably entertaining the G-Ball.
He probably is.
Probably, yeah.
Everything's funny right now.
Yeah. I know several people that MRSA killed. That's good to know I got that going on for me, amongst everything else. But I did get off my ass. I got a bunch of appointments coming up, so.
Washing up some toys for fun time.
You're responsible with your toys, G-Ball.
Yes, you wash them.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the
before and after
the events of the week, did your medication come in?
No.
Oh, so you got a call?
Yeah, I'm gonna call in the morning. Let them know it didn't show up yet. Yep. Yes, Patina. He's talking about that kind of toy.
Those kind of.
Yeah.
The safe word for tonight is pull back it's pull back the ball cage.
Oh, pull back the ball cage. Yeah.
I recommend. Have you seen that pineapple? What is it? No, was it pineapple or pineapple juice? The dude, they're getting arrested. They chase him all over the damn parking lot or some shit. They finally catch him and get him down. He's like, I let you catch me or whatever. And they're like trying to frisk him. And he says, calm down there, booty man. He said, my safe word's pineapple juice.
I ain't seen that. One of my favorite episodes of Cops. I'll never forget it, dude. This cop pulls this young, athletic, thin, black guy over on a bicycle. And I was like, man, this is bullshit. Why is he fucking with this dude on a bicycle?
Yeah.
Like crossing the street the wrong way. I was like, man, he totally racially profiling this dude, man. Ain't no reason to fuck with this kid on a bicycle. Well, they get to talking. The kid's got a pocket full of crack. So he takes off running. And the cameraman's right behind this cop. This cop's chasing him down. And you can tell he's got an odd stride, Like, it just don't sound natural when his feet hit the ground. And he's a little chubby. And he runs this kid down. The kid jumps over a chain link fence. He jumps over it. Like, as he's in midair going over the chain link fence, just tackles the dude. And that young, thug starts getting all cocky and running his mouth. And finally, the cop reaches down and pulls his pants leg up. And he's like, how you going to tell all them boys in the county you got run down by a fat white dude with one leg?
Oh, shit.
He only had one leg. Yeah, chasing him down on And it wasn't like one of them spring-loaded ones. It's like one of them fiberglass cast legs from the knee down. And he run that guy down. That was impressive.
Well, funny story, because I got pulled over by the cops going the wrong way on a bicycle. I was on my way to work, and I lived like 5 miles from work. I rode my bike to and from work every day, and but it was because I'd lost my license because I'd gotten a DUI.
Yeah.
Well, in California at that time, I don't know if it's still a thing. When you get a DUI, you're put on probation, but it's not like probation. It's just if you get in trouble while you're on probation, it's like double the fine. If you get a speeding ticket, everything's pretty much doubled. Well, they pulled me over, and I feel like the reason they pulled me over is I had a backpack on, but a backpack, I just had my change of clothes because when I got to work, I'd be all sweaty as shit. So I'd cool off and then change clothes. They pulled me over, and they were real idiots. The guy said, he was like, "Where are you headed?" I said, "I'm going to work." I said, I lost my license. I got a DUI, so I'm riding my bike to work. So, you're on the wrong side of the road. And I was on like off the road. I wasn't like riding down the street. I was like, I didn't know there was a wrong side of the road when you're on a bicycle. But then he said, "Well, do you have your license?" I said, "No, I just told you I'm riding my bike because my license is suspended." So I gave him my ID. And then he comes back. He's like, "Why are you on probation?" I'm like, "Dude, I already told you all this crap. Like, the whole reason I'm riding a bicycle is because I got a DUI. I'm on probation, lost my license. They finally let me go." But yeah, I think they thought I had fun things in my backpack.
Yeah, they're just trying to trip you up.
Yeah.
There we go.
There he is.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember me telling you about that Funker 530 channel that shows the drone footage or GoPro footage from the Ukraine war?
Yeah.
I can't watch it no more.
Why?
I was watching it a few days ago, dude, and they were live. They were showing like these 5 Ukrainians in some high grass, and one of them was laying there with no foot, and they back up a Bradley to them, and one of the guys goes to help one of the guys that had his foot blown off. He's trying to they're only like 6 feet from the Bradley. Goes to try to help drag the guy to the Bradley. Boom! Landmine goes off. Now he ain't got a foot.
Damn.
So he gets back in. I mean, as he's crawling in, dude, you can see the trail of blood. I mean, all this is on YouTube. I don't understand how they get away with it, but they get him back in the Bradley. So I'm assuming he was a medic. They get him off the battlefield and come back with a new medic and back up to them, where they stop and drop the door. There's already a big black spot,
right.
So he jumps into that. Boom! And you can literally see, from 4 inches above his ankle, just dangling.
Damn.
So he has to crawl back into the Bradley. I don't know if they ever got all of them out of there, but dude, it's he tries to tell you ahead of time, that it's not for the squeamish, but
yeah,
I just don't think we've ever had a war being, because it seemed like it was that way with the Gulf War. We saw a lot of footage, but it was more after the fact. But even more of it's been filmed now because, dude, the majority of that war there has been fought with drones. A couple of the Black Rifle Coffee guys have talked about it. Made a joke that PTSD brought to you by Best Buy. I mean, they're literally going to Walmart and buying $150 drones, and apparently it's really cheap. You can go on AliExpress and order these little mechanical release things. You hook it to the bottom of the drone, and I mean, I'm assuming you could put anything in those little clamps. But yeah, dude, they're just flying them over the battlefield, and when they find them, they just drop them grenades right on their heads. And something about that whole situation don't make sense to me, though, dude. Something's not right. You can't convince me that's all Russia has got. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. You guy that makes those. I think it was Donut Operator and Grand Thumb had a little drone thing. They had some like just little percussion grenades. They weren't dangerous. They were taking turns going out into these trenches, running. The other ones trying to drop them and hit them with grenades. Who would ever thought that would be the way to conduct warfare? They're using Tinder too. We talked about that, didn't we?
No, like the app.
Yeah, the Ukrainians are we're recruiting young females to create Tinder profiles, and they get these Russian soldiers, who've been in the field for a long time with, no sex, and they would, get them to add them on their Tinder, swipe, whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
And these girls would tell them what towns they're in, if their man's been gone for months off to war, and they'd be like, well, we're going to come through there on this day, trying to arrange a hookup.
Right.
So then they ambush them when they get there. Who would have ever thought that dating apps would be used in in a modern conflict?
Modern warfare.
We're making reusable flashbang grenades at work right now. BlackRock can suck it. Who's BlackRock? Yeah, they've already got those. They've got a shoulder-mounted like rifle. It looks like something off Halo. They just point at the drone. It just sets down. Apparently, those drones, when they lose communication with the remote, they go into auto land mode. So when they pointed at it, it just cuts their communication with the operator, and they land. So then they can go get it and see what intel they've collected. Yeah. You imagine one of those big drones like the ones they got now that can carry people.
Yeah.
And you mount that metal storm on the bottom of it. Then you wipe out a whole damn battlefield with that thing.
Oh yeah.
If you guys don't know what metal storm is, just you get done here, type metal storm in on YouTube and check that shit out. That's scary.
BlackRock is the war machine.
Patina said he was talking about this 10 years ago.
Yeah. And apparently that dude had some pretty good foresight.
Yeah.
Russian soldier picked up a pair of AirPods and the military tracked them using the Find My app.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's crazy. You think about like in Korea, dude, they were buying tractor trailer loads of Bugs Bunny stuffed animals and booby trapping them because apparently American soldiers couldn't just walk by a Bugs Bunny stuffed animal without picking it up.
Shit.
It was effective. I guess all wars have been that way. They find something in just in pop culture that to use to their advantage.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff going on, and none of it adds up. None of it makes no sense.
Shane was in the Korean War.
That's a little before my time, Eric. Hey, how about that? I remembered Eric's name.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That's a first right there.
I'm on my way to being Grateful Panic. I got to shrink 11 inches and lose 150 pounds, but I'm on my way.
Wait, what? I missed that.
I said, I'm on my way to being Grateful Panic.
Oh.
I said I'd have to shrink 11 inches and lose 150 pounds. I lost 30 pounds in a month, dude.
You're not no damn 6'10".
No, you're right. Maybe I exaggerated.
Oh, shit. Drop SD cards at the boardwalk by a house and look in on people's computers. He was a weirdo, but that shit blew my mind.
Yeah. It's a technology thing. It's like when people realize that you could You can crank Kias with a not a zip drive. What are those little things they call? Those little drives people keep in their pocket and you can plug into a computer.
Just little flash drives, thumb drives.
Yeah, you can crank a Kias with a flash drive.
Yeah.
Don't go out stealing Kias, telling them I told you how to do it.
Well, there's videos all over YouTube on how to do it.
I've lost 30 pounds since I got back from Blade Show.
Damn.
30 pounds in 30 days.
What are you, like 250 now?
Yeah, I'd actually gained some. But I'm about 254. I was creeping back up, getting close to 300. That's why you think I want 2 of them brisket sandwiches.
You hungry?
That's hard to do. I still can't wrap my mind around that that's tomorrow. I don't know why. I just had it in my head that that's days away. That's tomorrow. I'm coming to Huntsville tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, literally tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, which I'll be honest with you, when we were talking yesterday and you said, how about Monday? In my brain, I was thinking it was a couple days. And then I got off the phone with you and messaged Steph, and I was like, wait, that's the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy though how we forget that a lot of the damn.
Hey, there's that.
Looked over and saw it laying there. It's amazing how a lot of our technology from today though, how much things progress during times of war.
Yeah.
A multitude of things that make our life simpler and easier, more comfortable came from necessity during times of war. I knew that shit was up here somewhere, but I ain't got no complaints. It don't feel like it needs any. I feel like it needs any lube to me. Hey, there's a lot less stick that time. Maybe it's getting better. Yeah, it's definitely getting lighter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep, still got too damn many knives. I really need to sell some. Probably need to sell this hinder.
Which hinder do you have?
Skinny XM18 no choil slicer.
Oh, okay.
It was it's an exclusive with somebody. The no choil was. Can't remember who now. GP, no. DLT Trading maybe. Yeah, exclusive. Just after having these, think about it, dude. That's $220. What could possibly make the hinder better than this? And they're both titanium scales. This one has a much better blade steel and a better lock mechanism.
Better heat treat.
Certainly.
What's up, Ed?
And half the price. So, yeah, what I need a hinder for.
And it's got drop shutty action.
Yeah. I mostly wanted it just so I could experience it. I still want to own a Spartan Harsey, but I know I won't keep it. There's no way I'd keep that knife.
Cheeto said he'd give you $80 for that hinder.
I can't do that, man. I have to get a little money for it. But I do got one with a DLT Trading black micarta scale to go along with it. That I take $400 for it. It's a nice knife. It's got a fresh Kyle Coonley edge on it. I'll show it to you.
Show it to us.
I'm pretty sure that's considerably less than retail. It was just one of those that I wanted to mark off the list, and it's actually got good action. it's not a heavy detent. It is a little lighter, but considerably better than most tenders I've experienced. I did it again, dude. I keep catching the cord from my light between my toes.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I keep it between my toes, but yeah, I don't remember what that finish is. I think it's just called the working finish. But it's hard to tell with the light off now. This is the blue factory scale, and I've got a black micarta one to go with it. So if anybody's interested, let me know.
Believe, yeah, Demonoc asked what you wanted for it.
Yeah, that's why I showed it.
But you didn't answer his question.
I just said $400.
Oh, okay. I sit corrected.
Yeah, damn it.
That's what I'm screaming, Dopey. A really cool shirt and a money order.
Dopey, I ain't gonna comment on that. Hell. Oh, there it goes. Oh shit. You still can't really see the blue.
No.
Damn, it looks even more black in the light. Anyway, that's just the standard blue G10. And I got a black micarta scale for it. I got the box. It is a tri-way. All that stuff's in the box. I think that's a pretty good deal for $400. I'm sure Brant would tell you that's a steal.
Not too shabby at all.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a really fucking hot shirt, to be honest.
I told you didn't have to wear it, Dopey.
I'm glad he did, because that slap, dude.
Oh, did you slap him in it?
On the back, yeah. It was
loud.
loud.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that. And I still got that David Clark custom. I don't know what to do with. Just feels weird owning something that nice. It just sits there. I'd never carry that now.
Get you a display case made for that custom.
Yeah. Oh, was that when y'all went and eat breakfast together?
Yeah.
Dude, I hated I missed that. I'd have loved to have a good breakfast. I did have a decent breakfast, but it was a little too expensive for what it was. But that was when I had breakfast with Rick Hender.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That was you slept in on Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get up till like noon.
Yeah, that place we went, it was good, man. And it wasn't expensive at all.
Have you ever seen the detail in these Flytanium flies? Well, the camera's not picking it up very well. Look at these. The wings are clear and everything, dude.
Are the eyes red?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wish it would show up better. Yeah, they just throw a little fake fly in the package. Pretty inventive of them, I guess.
Did Hender order soft-boiled eggs?
I didn't give him shit. It was Blade Show. Nobody wants to have a bad Blade Show.
So was it just you and Rick?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have breakfast together, don't get me wrong, but at the pit in one of the corners over there, they do a breakfast buffet, and it was really good for a buffet. I had eggs Benedict, and I had scrambled eggs, and they had fruit. It was good stuff, but it was $28.
Yeah.
It was a little pricey. But and when I went to sit down, I sat at a table right next to the table Rick was sitting at. He was there alone because nobody loves him.
He was there alone because Brant wasn't at Blade Show.
Right. I didn't mention Brant either. I probably should have, but I left that alone.
Yeah, you should have went and sat down at the table with him, and y'all could have talked about Brant.
Yeah.
You could have told him about your hinderer. You have a hinderer.
I showed it to him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you say, Brick, look at my hinderer?
Yeah. I did think it was a little ironic that it was the only knife I had on me that day. You know, put down next to Rick Hinder. He was all. I mean, he was a nice enough guy. I just kept. I'm trying to remind myself nowadays, dude, that he's just a businessman, and his knives sell out. It really. I guess it really doesn't make any sense for him to change anything.
No.
Who would change something that works? You know, Benchmade, or you know, how hard would it be for Eric Glesser to add a tiny sharpening tool?
Yeah.
But why? Why add that extra step and that extra $1 a knife? You know, when you start figuring that up and it comes out to $1 million a year, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You know,
if it ain't broke and all that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because we forget all the time that we are a very tiny part of the knife market. And they don't have to cater to us.
No.
Not necessary.
I mean, if you have any question about that, just go to Blade Show one year.
Yeah.
Because the vast majority of the people, even at Blade Show, aren't us.
Mm-hmm. No, you see them lined up over there at the Kershaw booth and the Case booth. And, you know, evilly it came. I've actually, I think I've got 2 of them, buddy. It came in. I got a fly in the scales, and I got a fly with the ceramic ball. Apparently, I've lost I haven't lost it. But I've misplaced one of them. So I'm going to see it. Well, do you want it? If you want it, I'd be glad to send it to you. I'll just lose it, I promise you. Surprised I hadn't lost it already. I wonder where the other one went.
So you have lost one.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be laying right here where I opened it all. But I know there was 2. I know for a fact there was 2 of them. And I've got an extra ceramic ball because surprisingly I didn't lose that. It's smaller than the fly. I took apart a Ganzo years ago, dude. I'd watched a video on stretching the spring on the axis lock of a Ganzo.
Yeah.
To make it easier to disengage. So I took it apart and did it. When I put it back together, I left one of the I swapped the clip too. I changed the clip on it. And the clip I put in it only had 2 screws, where the old one had 3. So I had a screw left over, long story short. 3 years later, dude, I was just sorting through some stuff on my desk. And there that screw still was laying there. Been just floating around on my desk for 3 years. It's going to drive me nuts where that damn fly went now. Did you want?
Yeah, he said his daughter would love to have it.
Yeah. Shoot me your address on Instagram tonight. I'll try to get it mailed out tomorrow. Sure will. Surely that won't cost more than a stamp. You got a Spyderco? You want this ceramic ball too? I mean, they're like $10.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know what else would possibly be good for. That'd be a hell of a detent ball, wouldn't it?
Damn right. Is it the same size as a BB? Could you shoot it from a BB gun?
Oh, it's smaller than that. Smaller than a BB. Cheap ass plastic ball cage.
That shit.
Yeah. I didn't get the titanium. That was just aluminum.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think that's what's in mine too.
It clips a whole lot. Nice, a whole lot easier to body flick with the pocket clip on it. You don't realize how much you use that pocket clip for purchase on a slick scaled knife like that.
Yeah.
I like that team though. Let's see if he will.
He said he has 3 mana and 3 mana 2s.
Well, I'll tell you this. He like I said, shoot me your address, and if I can get this thing picked up off the desk without losing it, I'll send you the fly and the ball. You're more than welcome to it. Hey, I wonder if I can do this. Let's try this. Just push a little bit of this slick 'em all out.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Look at that shit.
There you go.
I'm special.
That's right. Save the Jergens for the important stuff.
Yeah. Now it's in there. I don't know how fragile this fly. I don't think it's super fragile. Let me get separated. Maybe you can see it better. Nah, still don't show up very good.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get them shipped out to you tomorrow. It's kind of a nice touch, I guess. You know, not necessary.
Yeah, it's just little extra goodies, some swag.
Yeah.
I always appreciate little swag when you buy shit.
Yeah, I always appreciate the last notes that Molly writes me when I buy shit. I love the fact that you have the option to leave a message on your order on OCD for EC.
Yes.
I always leave her something hateful. I always say something about get off your lazy ass and ship me my stuff on me, put lollygag it or something.
Put the damn nail polish down and do some work, Molly.
Mm-hmm. Well, John, I think
is it that time?
I think so.
Alrighty. Well, it was good fun.
I'm glad I had the knife mod to do because I really didn't have a clue what I was going to talk about. But I hope to better that situation though, guys. I'm sorry I hadn't been doing any content. I'm sorry I chose to go back to sleep last week.
Well, I tell you what, this Shane, you don't owe anybody here an apology, so you can can it for that shit.
Yeah. Well, I did feel a little bad about it. That's gonna drive me damn crazy, dude. Come to my house right now. Help me find this fly. I mean, it's got to be right here.
You didn't eat it, did you?
Maybe I did. Maybe that's why that lock sticks. Maybe I didn't put the ball in there. Maybe I put the fly in it. You never know.
We'll blame it on Justin.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to call it and get me some sleep. I've actually done good for the past few days. I've gone to sleep at a decent time instead of staying up all night. So we're going to get me some sleep. You guys know I appreciate every minute you guys spend with my dumb ass. And, John, you know how much I appreciate you, brother. I wouldn't do this without you.
Well, I appreciate all you fuckers and you right back, Shane. So,
y'all EDC your asses off.
Yeah, do that. Do something nice for somebody if you get a chance.
Yeah, and it's going to take me a minute.
It is going to take him a minute. Love you guys. Y'all. Waiting on you, Shane.
I'm trying, buddy.
You got this, man. You can do it.